Welcome to the Inner Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Paul Ryan, and today I want to talk to you about 5 steps to achieving any goal. So it really doesn't matter what your goal is, but your goal always needs to move through 5 steps if you're going to achieve it, if you're going to be successful. Step 1 in achieving any goal is clarity. You must become crystal clear on what the outcome is and what your goal is. And if you think of anyone successful in any endeavor of life, you will find they have an enormous amount of clarity on what they want to achieve, whether that is to grow wealth, build a business, have a great relationship, become incredibly fit, become a great musician. Whatever the goal is, you'll find the best in the world are incredibly focused. They have a narrow focus, precisely focused on what they want. So their outcome is crystal clear. So the first point in achieving any goal is that you need to become crystal clear what your outcome is. Now, the opposite is if you speak to the general people who are not that successful in life, they probably have scattered goals. They're not focused specifically on achieving one thing. Their focus is everywhere. And when your focus is everywhere, you tend to achieve nothing. And the second question is, are you willing to pay the price? A mentor of mine said to me many, many years ago that I could have anything I wanted as long as I was willing to pay the price. And what he simply meant is there's a price to be paid for everything. And if you look at the person who is very, very successful in business, and if you talk to them about the journey they have on, you will find lots of hardship, lots of challenges, lots of struggle, lots of things overcome, and lots of hard work. But you're just looking at the end result of their success, and the truth of it is there's a story to be told about the price they paid for that success. And when you want to achieve something, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? Now, you know the way in the beginning of January, everyone's talking about losing a few pounds, but the few kilos they want to shift. And rarely do they focus on the price they will have to pay for shifting a few kilos. And we all know the price will be most likely radically changing your diet. So what's the price you're going to pay? The price is you can no longer sit down with your beer and pizza every evening. You can no longer consume all that snack food. The price may be that you're going to have to make a lot of effort to educate yourself and to cook and prepare good food. But either way, there's a whole amount of work to be done there. There's work to be done and the stuff to be cut out of your life. And that's going to be hard. And that's the price you have to pay. If you want to be really, really fit and strong, you're going to have to pay the price of consistent exercise. So no matter what you decide you want to achieve, you have to then consider the price. And ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? If you're unwilling to pay the price, then don't expect to achieve the goal. And if you are willing to pay the price, you have just made that goal much more achievable. Step number 3 is to create a plan. You're clear about what you want. You've acknowledged the price and you're willing to pay it. Now draft the plan. Now, I might ask you to invest in my business with the promise of doubling it for you in the next 12 or 24 months. And before you handed me the check, you would ask, what's the plan? Now, if I was in any way vague about that plan, if I was short on details and wasn't telling you specifically how I was going to get there, you would be very unlikely to part with your cash. What you would want to see from me is a written plan detailing exactly how you will get from A to B and laying out exactly how your cash is going to be investment and how it will be returned back to you with profit. I'm CEO of a business, and if I'm looking for your money, that's exactly what you're going to expect of me. You would expect a clear written plan. So if you're serious about achieving your goals, write those goals down and write a very clear plan, A to Z. If your goal is losing weight, write out exactly how it is you're going to lose weight. This is the exact diet plan. This is the exact exercise plan. No matter what your goal is, make sure you would have a plan just like you would expect of a CEO of a business to have a plan if you were investing money in his business. I'm the CEO of my business, but I'm also the CEO of my life, and you're the CEO of your life. So be very clear about what you want and write it down. Have very clear, specific written goals. Step number 4 is to have a timeline on your goals and measurability. So you want to lose some weight. You want to lose X amount of kilos. What do you mean lose that over the next 20 years, over the next 10 days, over the next 6 months? What do you mean? Put down a very specific timeline. It's often been said that a goal without a plan is just a dream. But what takes that plan into reality is having measurability and timelines. So if you want to lose some weight, you need to be specific. I'm going to lose it over the next 3 months. I'm going to lose this amount of weight every week. At the end of 1 month, I will have lost this. And those specifics, those measurable, allow you to sit down and analyze the progress you're making, see if changes need to be made. So in December every year, my team lay out a plan for how the business is going to perform and deliver the following year. I'm sure most businesses do. We lay out that plan and we will know whether or not we've achieved that in 12 months' time, in December of the following year. And in January, we get working on that plan. But we measure that plan consistently. So over the years, I will sit with my team every 2 weeks. And every 2 weeks, we will go through the measurables. We will talk about where we are at that month. We will talk about maybe where we are in that quarter and exactly how we're tracking in relation to the year. We will look at how we are on target. We will look at how we are on last year. We will look at all of these measurables because the measurables allow us to know if we're on track. The measurables tell us whether or not our plan is working. So you need measurables and you need timeline and you need to sit down consistently and review those so you can be sure you're on track. And if you're not on track, you get to change track. But you need to have a timeline and you need to have measurability. Number 5 is accountability. Now, my team in the business lay out a plan every year, but the accountability is every 2 weeks they sit down with me and they are accountable to me for delivering that plan. And so when delivering any plan, when achieving any goal, accountability will make a big difference. If you set out a plan to lose some weight and you tell nobody about it and you have no measurability and you have nobody keeping you accountable, well, you're much more likely to slide off track. But if you create a plan and first you take that to a mentor or a coach and you get feedback on the feasibility of that plan, on whether or not you can lose that amount of weight in that particular time, and whether or not the plan you have is supporting you on that journey. And if you're then checking in on a regular basis with that mentor, that coach, that is going to make a big difference. If you're meeting with someone once every 2 weeks or once a month, and you're committing to, by the next meeting, having achieved this, having taken action on that, that really puts the pressure on you to deliver and get there. And it really turns up the heat on you achieving your goals. So if you haven't got a coach or you haven't got a mentor, maybe it would be a good idea to get one. Or maybe you have a friend, a buddy who can be your accountability partner. But it really adds a lot to keeping you in focus and keeping you on track if you have an accountability partner. So the 5 steps to achieving a goal are the same no matter what your goal is. You want to have clarity of purpose. You want to know exactly what your goal is. You want to acknowledge and be willing to pay the price to achieve that goal. You want to write that goal down and review it regularly. You want to have measurability and timelines. You can see that you're on track. And you want an accountability partner, an accountability buddy that you're answerable to, that will keep you honest about the progress you are or you aren't making. The beauty about this formula is that it can be applied to anything in your life. Thanks for listening. This is the Inner Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Paul Ryan. And if you enjoyed today's show, please do like, subscribe, share with your friends, comment. It really helps the show. Until next time, take care.